Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this briefing on Saturday, the 3rd of July. Again, another tricky day. Apologies for you for those who got wet gridding. We've been watching some shower activity to the south, the Isle of Wight. We delayed opening the grid, trying to avoid the worst of it. We got the edge of it slightly wrong. However, there's no requirement today to grid before briefing. We're merely just trying to take some opportunity to get the grid open to allow you to get on there. Now, over to Colin for the weather.
Okay, thanks for that, Henry. Right, folks. What's it they say? Don't shoot the Met man. But I'll be stood outside later waiting for people to take a pot shot at me. This chart is definitely different from the one we saw yesterday evening when we were looking at it. And it's already cleared through here. These fronts have already gone through, folks. And we're in this southwesterly unstable air mass with the isobars a little bit closer together than they have been in the last few days. So a bit of a breeze up through here. But this is our hope and our possible weather window. So the winds generally on the ground, most places, Southampton, Farnborough, giving light southerly 6-8 knots. Farnborough's actual was 11 knots a few minutes ago. So I think that it's a general southerly drift here. The upper winds, a little bit more southwesterly down through the channel, but in the centre of the country, much lighter, 10 knots, probably southerly, slight southwesterly. But it means that where you do see showers, they will be sort of slow moving-ish, not sort of rapid moving. And then moving on to the sat pick. This is the main frontal band, and this just little bit in here is the bit that caught us a little bit earlier. That's clipped past us. It was changing track over the course of about an hour. And first of all, we thought it wasn't going to get us, and then it did. But more importantly, what we can see from the infrared is the clear air mass that's in here. There are one or two little showers in there, but nothing like we've seen either overnight or first thing this morning. And you can see that from the rainfall radar. That's the bit that went through. And in and around here, very little odd little showers dying out in places. So we're just pinning our hopes on it improving in this area here and the better air coming towards us. Temperature wise, I think you're going to see 20 today, maybe 21 around us, but 20s across the sort of middle part of the country. And dew points, well, they're about 15 at the moment. I hope they either hold at 15 or go down a little bit as the day goes on. You can see the Lasham weather station had a bit of a blip here last night, but it's fairly constant this morning at about 14-degree dew points. South coast, one or two places about 14, other places 15. So say fingers crossed that will change. And then plug in those numbers into the soundings. This is here at 1 o'clock. Somewhere between 2.3 and 2.5 above Lasham with 20 degrees. Tops initially sort of 5,000 to 6,000 feet, but you can see it's pretty unstable up through here. So I think sort of upper development of the cumulus will be pretty rapid actually once that temperature is reached. And there's the risk of showers, unfortunately. Looking at the soundings further north and a bit west, same sort of picture, but you plug in and play with those numbers and the dew points, and very rapidly you can see why there's potential for thunderstorms there. It's suck it and see, folks. 2,500 feet here again, above ground. So fingers crossed, we might get something. That's us being as optimistic as we can. Top Meteo, it's It's very similar to Sky Sight. I mean, how optimistic it is. It's certainly better than we looked yesterday. Developing here, and they're sort of suggesting, sometimes 1,000 meters, but 900 to 1,000 meters with showers further north. And I can see why they're looking at the predicted models and the showers further north of here. We're just hoping it'll be more isolated than Top Meteo are suggesting. But we're fingers crossed going to get to sort of at least 2.5 cloud base above here and get something. Cloud amounts anywhere between sort of from 12 o'clock onwards, sort of scattered and broken to shower cells in through here. So nothing too out of the ordinary from what's forecast there, folks. It's a day of looking out the window and grid squatting and hoping we can get something out of it. And we'll see how it goes. The suggested distance from Top Meteo is just between here and Oxford. So that's probably where your task is going to be set. Okay, Henry, back over to you.
Thanks, Colin. Okay, so based on some hope and some optimism today, not out of pure desperation, contrary to popular belief by some, we have set 2 min distance tasks where we believe the window of opportunity may be slightly later. So for the open class task A, we have 157.1 kilometres starting at Lasham West, Pangbourne, and over southeast, Ilsley, Overton, and then back to Lasham or ARP. For the standards and 15s class task Alpha, 152.5 kilometres starting at Basingstoke, Goring, and over southeast, Ilsley, Overton, and then back to ARP. And today, say, looks like a one-shot only, and there's no fallbacks. Colin, over to you for airspace.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Well, version 5 of the airspace file is there. Hope you've all downloaded it. It removes the Kemble temporary CDR, CDA, and removes the Keevil temporary danger area as well. But it adds in the addition of Chiltern Park drop zone. So the Chiltern Park area is penalty airspace today. See if I can move this on. Yeah, there we go. Other notes then. Content box is closed. Permanent penalty zones are Weston, Hinton, Langer, Chatteris, and Odium. Additional penalty, South Cerney, Parachalgrove, Paramiddle Wallop, where there is also an air display, but that's superseded by the parachuting zone anyway. And Keevil. Additional warnings, Brimpton still closed. An advisory warning, some of the start sectors, the eastern ends of them are very adjacent to Farnborough CDR and Odium APZ. So a caution there, no more than that. And again, just a warning that you are routing fairly close to Aldermaston and Burfield, that's R101 and R104 restricted areas. The only penalty airspace associated with those is within the boundary fences, and you should have within the airspace file the boundary fences delineated. That's really all I have from an airspace point of view. Just to say, you're all going to be flying in very similar tracks and areas, so good look out, of course. But the visibility shouldn't be bad. Have any questions at all? No, no questions. Great. We will move on then.
Okay, Colin, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Henry. So almost identical setup to yesterday. Likely to be less club activity on the grass north side, but launching off the runway and relights land grass north side, and we'll launch you from there. It's all good. And finishers, you're coming in from the west, so by that time, if we get finishers, we're expecting light southerly. So just land either main runway or the two grass southern runways and roll to the end. And that will be all good. So apart from that, let's just cross our fingers and hope for a good day. Back to you, Henry.
Thanks, Colin. Again, finishing, please call Ken 10 kilometres from the finish ring on channel 131, decimal 030. Minimum finish height today, 920 foot above mean sea level, or 300 foot above airfield level. Any questions come up, Mike?
None so far.
Okay, so we'll keep the Zoom open again at the end of this briefing. Time on grid at 1200 today, please. First launch not before 12:15. Last launch 1800. Next briefing will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow, unless otherwise notified. See you all out there.